Orange County Sheriff's Department.
Finally, yes.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem and Council. I'd like to add, reference to the park, just got word today from an email from one of our supervisors that the Explorers actually had a good time. They had fun too. Those kids are there on their own time. Obviously, they know they can do it. And the color guard really likes doing that. So I initially tried to get our honor guard or full-time staff, and I overlooked the kids. So it's good. We were able to get the kids there because they like doing those type of events. So just wanted to make that comment here and enjoy themselves. That being said, I'll cover the statistical data for the Stanton City services for the month of May. So we had 1,716 calls, been pretty consistent this year. We were at four additional calls since last month. So nothing to be alarmed about. Those calls, along with deputies' individual observations arrests, we had 238. And for April, it was 277 documented reports. So still, again, pretty consistent there. Field arrests, we had 23. Warrant arrests, we had 21. Gang arrests, we had 14. And I want to add that so far this year, we've had 73 gang arrests. So the gang team, along with our deputies out here, are doing a great job of sweeping up any of those gang members that want to participate in these activities. Traffic citations issued, 188. So last year, last May, we had 31. 188 traffic citations, and that of course is due to our motor officer, which ultimately I was a little disappointed that he, good for him, he just recently promoted to supervisor. However, before he was even promoted, I put the recruitment out, and we have one of our own stand deputies that has been working here for several years. He fit those shoes, he went right into it. He's going to complete his training here in a couple weeks. We'll be back on the street. He's got a lot of good comments and suggestions that he had told me. He said, "Hey, I can't wait to do some stuff when he gets back." So I'm gonna make sure that I hold him up to that. But in his absence, we've had a lot of good officers that have been taking his spot and covering those areas that have been some concerns in the city. Last night, during the Magic Lamp Mobile Hometown meeting, the Sheriff's Department was complimented by a citizen stating the hard work that we've done over the last couple months. And subsequently afterwards, I stayed for almost 2 hours talking to several residents there. And one of the, several of the residents actually knew our deputy by name. He kept saying, "Jason, Jason." Who's Jason? Jason Airline is one of our community enhancement deputies. And they said that they're impressed with all the work that he, including CityNet, and the city has been doing to trying to go out there in the back of Matchland back there off of Lampson, where the corridor is. They said they see the deputies out there constantly, and they realize that they're right back out there, and realize that we're doing what we can to try to work on getting homeless a place to go to. So just something that we really took note on. That deputy last month, he had a total of 40 arrests. Just on his own, 40 arrests. Those are for warrant arrests, misdemeanor arrests, felony arrests, people with drugs, people that are doing illegal activities out there. So pretty significant for just one person. Resources provided, he provided 27 resources for various people like homeless and prostitutes, getting them off the street. Assigned calls, he had 20. Observed calls, he had 51. Trespassing warnings, he had 17 trespassing warnings. He does give warnings too. Prostitutes, he interviewed 7 of them, and he arrested 2 of them that weren't willing to get some help and continue their activities. So 2 of those prostitutes went to jail. Reports written, he also took 26 reports. So between our motor officer with his 188 citations and our community enhancement deputy with 40 arrests, he's done a great job. And he also wanted to let you know that between CityNet, Park Rangers, Code Enforcement, and the Human Trafficking Task Force in the city, it's been really great, especially for myself, having all those resources available to help all those individuals get off the street. Some significant events that we had last month, 4 big ones that I'd like to point out. We've had a lot of complaints with trespassing, decent exposure, and just guys causing ruckus in the middle of the night at the 12800 block of Beach Boulevard. So we sent our deputies over there, and one of the nights they came across the subjects, and as soon as our deputies arrived on scene, they got into a pretty bad fight with them. They got jumped. Several of the deputies were assaulted and injured. However, they did make 5 arrests, and residents were very pleased. We haven't gotten any complaints there the last month. The deputies are all okay. A couple torn up and banged up uniforms, but they're able to put 5 people in jail, and it's a follow-up. A couple of those individuals are actually looking at some serious prison time behind that, with hopefully the district attorney can push some of that through. So good to get them 5 individuals off the street. We had a purse snatch. Deputies responded. Guy grabbed the purse from one of our citizens. He was running down the street. He was trying to hide from deputies that went into a short foot pursuit. Caught him, took him in custody, returned the items to the lady, and so that was a good arrest. We had an individual at the beginning of the month, last month, that was having some mental disorders. He wanted to harm himself, stated he had weapons, and he barricaded himself in one of our storage facilities. With those great assets that the sheriff's department has, I was able to get those resources out there, and we had an agency, our hostage negotiation team, professionals were doing that, and we had our SWAT team go out there. As a result of their negotiating, they were able to talk this person out, get that person to a 72-hour mental evaluation at the local hospital, and then recover the weapons and put them in safekeeping, so he wouldn't get access to those in the event that he left the hospital. So very good for everyone, good results, and once again, it's great having that team come out to assist. And lastly, we had a robbery in progress, not in our city, in our neighboring adjacent city in Anaheim, in the unincorporated area. Suspects committed a pretty violent robbery, 3 known gang members. They fled from the scene, and they unfortunately decided to come to the city of Stanton. And we don't allow that activity here. And we found them, located them, and arrested all 3 individuals. All 3 got gang enhancement charges, so they're looking at some pretty serious charges as well. So that concludes the activity for the month of May. If you have any questions or concerns?
Yes. Just have a comment, and actually it's kudos. About several weeks back, I was in my backyard in the evening, and I heard a female in the distance crying for help. I asked my wife to dial 911, and I ran to the corner to see if I could provide some assistance. By the time I came back, we had 2 sheriff deputies in front of our house seeking out the individual. So,
Oh, wow.
thanks for that. I mean, they came very quick and ready to act. So, thank you for that.
Thank you, Councilman Rumford. I'll let our staff know that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, as soon as they got there, they were willing to listen, and I directed them to the right place, and fortunately, they were able to do something. So, thank you.
Last night, we heard a female as well in distress and called 911. Your deputies were there immediately, and the guy had been beating the woman and took off running, and they caught him. So, really impressive. Thank you. Yes, Dave?
Yeah, Chief, the one thing that I think has been really good is the way in which you've been able to use the new resources that we were able to bring to the city with the sales tax that we got. Because, we dedicated all that money to police and fire, and because that's what the people wanted. But the fact that if you have a safe community, and I think it's important that your officers know this, that if we have a safe community for both fire and police, then the business community is going to be very happy. And that's why we've had, even in the first quarter, we had 158 new businesses come to the city, and nobody's left, because they feel safe here. And I think that other cities that are successful, it's because of law enforcement and public safety. And in Stanton, just because of the enormous amount of calls, 1,700 calls. I know why our deputies like being here, because they're not bored. But, it's because of the response that we've been able to provide here, and in the future, that's made the city what it is. And I think, with property values going up, economic development, even our economic development, but your officers need to know that even something as economic development is because of the safe environment that you guys have actually created here. And, we get compliments all the time with what you do, and also with our OCFA, because, you can't get better groups than that. I did want to just throw out, Dave, could you give us, I know that right now, how important it is that we have you guys as our firefighters, because it is fire season. Could you just kind of just tell us a little bit of what's going on so that we as a board, because I get that every day, you know, they blasted to me in emails since I'm on the board. Maybe you could tell us a little bit about what's going on, especially with the Laguna fire.
Thank you, Councilmember Schauber. How about if I just talk about the Laguna fire since that was the most recent?
Yeah, that would be good.
There have been a number of fires in the southern region that we have sent some overhead to. When I say overhead, those are individuals within our agency that have the qualifications to help run and manage those fires. And also some strike teams. Those are the members that go out on the fire engines and actually put in the hose lines and cut the brush back. But over the weekend, we had a fire in the Laguna Coastal Wilderness area, which is OC Parks. It's also state area responsibility land. We hit it hard with our helicopter. We also used aircraft from the California Department of Forestry and or CAL FIRE, and put in our ground crews, and we were successful in keeping the fire to 50 acres. And we're just in the mop-up phase now, and we should have 100% containment by tomorrow.
Thank you.
We're adjourned.
All right. Oh, you're just